Hello, my bad biddies, and welcome to episode 2 of the Bad Biddy podcast. We are in a different setting today. I want to keep you guys guessing. But yeah, we're in my car. I feel super comfy sitting in my car. I know my windows are a bit goldfishy, but it's just such nice lighting in here. Like, my car, to some degree, is my safe space. Like, I love just chilling in here, honestly. My God, my skin looks amazing right now. Like, okay, girl, I have a different glow to me. I'm feeling really good today. I'm feeling happy, confident, chill, no anxiety today. Well, actually, I do have a little bit of anxiety because I'm currently being rushed right now. So we got to get through this quick, girl. Fast, simple, easy. That's how it's going to go. So let's get into episode 2. I'm going to give you guys a little update on my life. First of all, I wanted to say thank you so much for the support on the first episode. I'm not really doing a hard launch until around episode 5. I just want to see organically like how much it'll grow without me promoting it at all. But yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much for the love and support. And I just know the fam is just going to continue to grow like crazy. So I'm giving myself patience with it. I'm gonna just keep doing my thing. Okay, little update on my life. I had my first day of school yesterday. Oh my God, I know last episode we were talking about how I'm finally back in school, and yesterday was my first day, and it went even better than I imagined. Like, before I went to bed last night, I visualized what I wanted it to look like. I wanted it to be filled with friends and talking and making connections and learning and just liking my environment. I really, really, really wanted to stay positive the whole day. I really liked my classes, especially my psychology teacher. He was so funny. He had me giggling the entire class. I also sat next to some really cool girls and we made like a little class group chat. So now I have some friends. I also saw one of my other girlfriends between classes, saw another one of my girlfriends. Like, literally, there were so many people on campus. I was like so surprised. And after that, I finally got my laptop screen fixed for like editing the podcast and for school and stuff. Having half of your MacBook black is not ideal. I took it to the shop, I got it fixed. I had like literally the most productive day yesterday. It just went great and I'm so excited. I literally have class tomorrow too, and I already have homework. Like, can y'all relax? I have a podcast to do and ads to film. Like, relax. I'm in go 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 mode. Literally, I'm also talking so fast because Ray is rushing me because we're going on a yacht right now to film some content. It is windy as fuck today. I don't know if y'all see this tree shaking in its boots, but it's windy, and a yacht on a windy day is not really ideal either. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so the reason I wanted to title this podcast so abruptly, Do You Even Like Yourself, is because I wanted to get your little squirrel attention. If that title made you feel any type of way, like, ew, why would someone not like themselves? Or like, oh my God, I would actually love to know if I even like myself, like genuine interest. Regardless, I'm gonna get you, girl, because you may not realize it right now, but this topic applies to every single person on this planet. I hope you know. And we're gonna get into why. Also, my neighbor just got home. Whatever, I don't care. This is my job. Okay, so I kind of feel like episode 1 was a bit of a negative Nancy. Like, I know I only talked about kind of like the more challenging parts of my life, and I wanted to tell those because that's how you can tell how strong a person is. I didn't really get to talk about like all the happy stuff. Like, I did have a great childhood. I had amazing parents, was able to travel and like all this stuff. Like, my life was great, but no one wants to hear about the good stuff, okay? Everyone just wants to hear about the BS that makes you who you are. And that's why last episode was a bit on the negative side. This one, it might be on the little negative side too. But you know what? To get to the light, lovey-dovey stuff, you gotta get through the dark, messy stuff first. You have to shuffle through the shit. So with this episode, Do You Even Like Yourself? I just really want to get into kind of how we all get into this cycle of comparison with other people, especially now with social media. You can like look into everybody's life ever. I don't think there was like ever a point in humanity where we were supposed to have this much access to other people's lives. Like, I think it is actually really detrimental to some type of ways. But then again, it comes down to mindset and how you absorb that information. Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. A lot of people look at the subject and immediately are like, oh, of course I love myself. Like, what's not to love? If you think about yourself in that way, you're already in an amazing spot. Good for you. If you're not thinking like that and you're thinking, what's wrong with me? And you really just feel like a charity case, I'm here to tell you that whatever you think about yourself, whatever perspective, the same information applies to you. So say saying that you love yourself and actually taking the actions to show yourself that you love yourself are very, very different. Let's say I love myself, I say I love myself, I say I love myself, but then I drink, I do drugs, I say yes to situations I know are not good for me, etc., etc. But I love myself, right? Babe, how do you feel after those things? How do you feel after procrastinating? How do you feel after doing something you kind of know is not the best for you? You don't feel very good about yourself, right? It's because deep down inside, you know you deserve better. The relationship you have with yourself should be the same way you have a relationship with any other person. If you were dating somebody and they were telling you, I love you, I love you, I love you, but behind your fucking back, they're cheating on you, they're talking shit about you, or whatever, you're not gonna believe that they love you. What have they done to show you that they love you action wise other than words? Nothing. You would drop that person, you would never talk to them again, and that's just the way that it is because you love yourself, right? But what if you're doing that shit to yourself? Not cheating on yourself and shit like that, but what if you are saying that you love yourself and you are treating yourself like you actually don't? Like you actually don't even like yourself. And I'm a victim to this because I have been saying for years, I love myself, I'm confident, whatever, but I don't eat for many, 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 many hours. I sleep extremely late at night. I would also say yes to situations that I didn't really want to say yes to. And then after, I would be like, why the fuck did I do that? Or why the fuck did I say that or eat that? Actions speak way louder than words, and that should already be a value that everybody has. If you yourself are going against your own value, girl, we need to reevaluate. I'm getting better at this podcasting stuff. Practice makes perfect. Also, I realized like I completely forgot like how to edit on my MacBook. I haven't edited a YouTube video since probably like 2021. I already know that this episode that I'm gonna edit is gonna take me way less time because I'm already like fluent in it again. Like it just took some practice. It really is about habits and sticking to them because doing everything the first time is hard. Okay, anyways, some words of encouragement there, but let's move on. So, when you're doing these things that I would kind of categorize as self-sabotage, like doing things that are against your well-being, whether it's like your physical, mental, spiritual well-being, you know in the back of your mind that you're not really supposed to be doing these things, like procrastinating, eating late at night, using substances, just anything that you don't genuinely feel proud of yourself for doing. Those qualities, those self-sabotaging qualities, ask yourself what that does for you. Let's say I use food as a coping mechanism, right? Using food as a coping mechanism serves me because it makes me feel comforted in the moment. It makes me feel happy. I have dopamine going on, there's a lot of chemical reactions happening in the brain, and it makes you feel safe and calm in that moment. So it serves you in a way as kind of like a coping mechanism, but it also disserves you because the next day you probably feel really bloated. You probably have a stomach ache. You probably have to shit crazy. You know what I mean? Sorry to be disgusting, but those are the realities of the choices that we make. And we still make them knowing the negative results. That's called self-sabotage. And it's so much more common than you think. Either you have gotten past the self-sabotaging point and you already know this information and I'm refreshing you, or you haven't gotten to that point yet and you let these bad habits take over you and your life. So when you analyze how whatever habit you're doing serves you and disserves you, ask yourself if in the end it is really worth it. If you are lacking in some areas or if you want to change some things in others, then you should take the initiative and go little by little. You cannot be one person one day and another person the next day. That's not sustainable. Realistically, it's just not gonna stick. The way to make a habit stick is you have to stick to it for at least, they say normally 70 to 90 days, which is like a 3-month period. I honestly think that you can make a habit in a much shorter time, maybe like a month. Let's say if you start the habit of waking up early, it'll probably take you like a week and a half to start naturally waking up at that time that you want. But to get there, you have to do it every single day and work through the tiredness so you can, rewire your sleeping patterns. That kind of goes for everything. Same thing with going to the gym. The hardest part is getting there. Once you get there and once it's a habit to like, oh, at this time, normally I'm like sweating and I'm having a lot of like dopamine and like good energy, like your body will start craving it. I promise you. Us as humans, we want to go for the easiest source of dopamine, the easiest source of serotonin, whether it's food or social media or substances. We just want the easiest and laziest way to get it. Think about it as like the little wheelchair people in Wall-E, literally how they all sit down and watch a screen and eat. I'm so scared that's going to be us in the future, truly, because that's what it seems like we're getting to. So, if you want a little exercise, I'm going to put in the description below like a little chart on the different aspects of your life, and you can customize it to however your life is. And you can see like actually what you're doing really good in and what needs more improvement. You know, you're not going to change the world in one day. You're not going to change yourself in one day, like I said. Okay, so I have to drive to Ray's house right now so we can get on this yacht. I think we're going to have to start driving, people. I hope you guys can hear me the same way. This is so funny. Like, literally, let's go on a little adventure. So, after you assess what habits you want to change, now you're going to start keeping track. Something that I really like to do every single week on my planner, I will put like how much my screen time was in total the week before, and I will try to get under it that week. So basically the habits that I'm trying to change right now are my screen time and my sleeping habits. So I will write down what time I went to sleep, what time I woke up, how many hours I got to sleep. Also try to be conscious, like if I am, what the fuck? Gotta be careful with y'all. Okay, now I know to go extra slow on the speed bumps. What the fuck was I talking about? Whatever habits you want to change, start tracking them, bitch. Like, that's the only way you can actually be conscious of if you are actually changing your habits. You can't just think about it, you have to actually do it. And the only way to know that you're doing it right is to keep track of it. Track it for a week or two, a month, and see if you're improving or not. And if you are, I promise you, you will get addicted to improving yourself. Like, that's a source of dopamine that you cannot get easy. And it feels even better because it wasn't easy. When you're getting all this cheap dopamine, nothing really amounts to it. You're always gonna want more and more and more. It kind of gets into this like obsessive spiral. It can only go so far, you know what I mean? That's why people start with weed and end in heroin. I don't, you know, while you're getting this new source of dopamine and serotonin that you kind of had to work a little harder to get, you're gonna get just even more addicted to that certain type of dopamine. Like, if you feel proud of yourself for waking up early one day, you're gonna want to do it the next day, because you don't ever want to just feel self-pity. Oh my god, am I in a school zone? No. I really thought I was going to get a ticket right now. I don't think podcasting and driving is very safe, but I am looking at the road, people. I'm not looking at me. Little by little, day by day, I promise you these habits are going to amount to just be part of your personality at this point. You're making new connections in your brain, and every time you do the new habit, that connection gets a little stronger. So it'll be a little easier to do. It's a domino effect. To get ahead of it, you really need to understand how it works. And you need to make the wise decisions to go against what your brain wants to do naturally, which is be lazy. Nobody is perfect. Everyone who's in life is also doing it for the first time. There is no handbook, there is no rule book. Everyone is just trying to do their best. You should try to do your best too. And I know that you can do better. Even if you think that you are doing your best, you can do better. And you just don't know it yet because you think that this is the cap, and it is never the cap. The sky is your limit, and you can do anything you put your mind to. And once you actually start thinking about it, those opportunities and those ideas and goals will just flow to you, because at the moment you don't even know that they're possible. You need to show yourself that you can trust yourself, and in time you will reap the benefits. It can be way better than you even imagined. And when you get there, you're going to be so proud of yourself. I'm also talking to me too, because I'm also on my way there. I was kind of in my I hate myself era. I'm going to do everything to self-sabotage myself, and you know, I got sick of that, and it's not fruitful, it's not helpful, it's not going to give me the future that I want. You know, I wasn't proud of myself, so I am now addicted to feeling proud of myself. And right now I am proud of myself because I am going on a yacht right now, and I am still making the time to squeeze in this podcast. I know in another time I would have set this down and still go on the boat, but I would feel really shitty about myself. I would feel like I chose fun over my career, and like my career is really myself, so I would really be choosing something else over myself, and I'm not gonna do that. I did the responsible thing. I'm doing this episode, and I actually think this is a really good episode. I like this way more than the first episode. Consistency is key, and you know, just be patient, guys, because the self growth that I'm gonna have and the self growth that you're gonna have, we're not gonna be recognizable by the end of this year, bitch. Just get ready. Just get ready, bad biddies. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I cannot wait to edit and post it. Also, gonna start doing interviews pretty soon. I think I'm gonna wait until like the first 8 episodes are out. I want to do them more solo, and then later we can just get into like the more key part of this podcast, which is like interviewing my friends and more story time stuff and more just like talking shit and just like having fun with it. But I really want to get to the self love and like the deep shit first, because that's how you cultivate connection, and I want you guys to trust me. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next one. Have an amazing week, have an amazing day, and do something for yourself today, okay? I love you, and you're a bad bitty. Bye.